The most important thing that can happen for the United States of America this year is the re-election of Donald Trump as the 47th President of the United States. But I see that victory not as a destination, but as the start line. The real destination is reviving this country. The early wins that he can deliver, boy, would they save this country, and they don't even require Congress, really. It's a tale of two mass deportations. The first is actually sealing our own border and deporting anybody who's in this country illegally. There are tens, note the plural, tens of millions of illegal migrants in the United States of America right now who haven't been vetted. That is a formula for a national disaster unless we do something about it. Use our military to seal the border, deport anybody who's in this country illegally, end birthright citizenship for the kids of illegal migrants, and then stop funding sanctuary cities that fund the breakage of the rule of law, and stop funding Central American countries, at least until each of those countries has built their own border barricades, all the way from the southern border of Texas down to the northern border of Venezuela. That's how we're going to actually solve that first problem. It's a tale of two mass deportations. That's the first one. But don't forget the second one. The second one is a mass deportation of millions of federal bureaucrats out of the D.C. bureaucracy. That is how you drain the swamp. We can get serious this time around. Take government agencies that should not exist. Get in there and actually shut them down. Fire millions of federal bureaucrats. Rescind thousands upon thousands of federal regulations that failed the Supreme Court's test in West Virginia versus EPA. Put limits, 8 years, for how long many of these federal bureaucrats can actually serve. These are real changes that bring back our constitutional republic with 3 branches of government rather than 4, the unconstitutional administrative state. So that's pretty simple action. Deport millions of illegals out of the country, deport millions of federal bureaucrats working in an unconstitutional federal bureaucracy out of Washington, D.C. Do those 2 things. That's the beginning of how we get this country back. And the beauty of it is the new president can get that done without asking Congress for permission or for forgiveness. And believe me, that's going to unite Americans across this country regardless of their race, their gender, their sexual orientation, or even their party. The idea that the people who we elect to run our government should actually run our government. And the idea that our country runs on the basis of the rule of law, where you can enter this country through the front door legally, but you can't do it through the back door illegally. Most Americans I know believe in that regardless of their partisan affiliation. Success is going to be our vengeance. Success is what's going to unite this country. And the beauty is we have the chance to get started without running through the morass of Congress and actually use the Article 2 power vested in the U.S. president and the executive branch to do it. All we need to do to get there is to elect Donald Trump as the next president.